Hi, Tamara. Thank you for joining this Zoom meeting today. It's always a delight to talk to one of our alumni and discuss how the Academy has shaped your lives and opened new doors for you. So, without much ado, let's dive in. Tell me a little bit about when did you first join the Academy and what was your impression of the school?
I first joined the Aga Khan Academy Mombasa in November 2009. I was just 8 years old at the time and I was going into the second grade. Luckily, my best friend, who I've known since kindergarten, was already a student at the academy, so I was a little bit relieved. At least by having her there, I wouldn't feel completely alone in such a big, strange new place. But by break time, I had so many friends and the teachers were so welcoming. I just knew that the school was going to become my home. And yeah, I really loved going to school, especially with my background being raised by a single mom. My life wasn't as stable as most kids my age. Like, I moved houses every single year, so it was very hard to feel settled in one place. Even at home, I wouldn't make friends with the neighbors because it was always a matter of time before, we'd have to pack up and leave. So growing up the way that I did, Akam definitely became my happy place because it was my constant. Everything from Friday assemblies to annual class trips, to something as simple as, spending hot afternoons in the library with a good book made going to school an incredibly important part of my life.
Thank you for sharing that with us. It's lovely to know that Akam became a very stable home for you. Since you mentioned that you joined the academy in the second grade, what was your transition like from junior school to senior school?
Surprisingly, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. While the environment and the workload were certainly different, my many years spent in the junior school trained me well enough for my transition to the middle years program to go smoothly. In the classroom, I was inquisitive, I was super active in discussions, and I always wanted to learn more about everything. Even the assignments were interesting, and work didn't really feel like work because I actually enjoyed doing it. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that things were easy, but having a positive mindset was certainly helpful. It even reflected in my academics because I was the only student who got first honors in our first semester of seventh grade, which was my first semester in senior school. So, yeah, I think my transition was pretty smooth. I mean, at least until the end of the year, because as much as seventh grade started off great for me, it was also the year that a lot of other things had changed.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
So during that year, like seventh grade, my first year in senior school, my mom's financial situation had taken a turn, and she could no longer afford the fees, like as well as care for, our other expenses. Plus, I also have a younger brother, and she had to think of him as well. So it was very scary. Like, I didn't want my time at the academy to end, and being 13 years old, I couldn't fully comprehend like our situation, but gratefully, the academy gave me financial aid and I didn't have to change schools. But, that didn't mean that things were any easier and it didn't mean that things had gone back to normal. Like, my new reality had become, signing a financial aid application every single year and praying the whole summer that it would be accepted so that I could go back to school in August when, the new academic year was starting.
Once again, thank you for sharing that with us. Did becoming part of the financial aid program offered by the Academy affect your experience at the Academy in any manner?
Yes, it certainly did. Nothing was ever guaranteed. And even though I did get financial aid every single year till the year I graduated, my financial situation, put a lot of added pressure on me. And like university applications were no exception. Nobody in my family had ever gone to university before, so it was all new terrain for me. Not just that, but if I didn't get a scholarship or if I didn't get the financial aid that I needed, there was no way that my mom would have been able to afford university or college tuition. And, I remember receiving rejection letters and feeling helpless because my chances were getting slimmer. I didn't have a college fund the way that most of my friends did. And, they didn't have to worry about money. So I couldn't really talk to them about what I was going through. The only people that I could relate to were the talent identification students. While their circumstances were different, we were all experiencing the anxiety of not knowing what was going to happen next. For me, it was only until like the end of March, a couple weeks into quarantine, when I'd heard that I got into Concordia University in Montreal. As happy as I was, like nothing was guaranteed, as I said. So the next month was just the waiting game. Myself, along with a bunch of other students, were just patiently waiting to find out who had gotten the scholarships to this university. And it was one of the happiest days of my life when I got the email and learned that I was one of the recipients. And my mom and I could finally sleep in peace, and it was the first time in a very long time that I felt a true sense of relief. Not only that, but I'd also been accepted into my dream program to pursue an honors degree in psychology, behavioral neuroscience, and a minor in creative writing.
Firstly, congratulations on your scholarship selection. I'm so glad to know that everything worked out so beautifully for you. Looking back, would you say that the financial aid program contributed to your success and your personal development?
Looking back, I can't even describe how grateful I am for the Academy's financial aid program. While I know that a lot of my success and my achievements have been a result of my hard work and my resilience, I don't know where I would be without the school support. And currently, as I wait to start university next fall, I'm doing an internship with the academy, and I'm just trying to do all that I can to give back to the place that has given me so much. With regard to my personal development, being a financial aid student definitely showed me how important it is to take advantage of every opportunity available. It taught me to be patient and to put 100% into everything I did, because I really couldn't afford not to. And it's a sad truth that our education, something that everyone has a right to, comes with such a massive price tag. And I really hope that my story inspires others to take a chance on kids like me and everyone in the talent identification program. For me, it was a very long and very unpredictable journey, but it all starts with someone being kind enough to give us the opportunity to take that first step.
Once again, thank you so much for sharing your story today. It's indeed very inspiring to hear everything that you've been through, the roller coaster ride that you've had at the academy, and otherwise. I wish you all the success and luck in all your future endeavors. Until then, take care, and it was lovely talking to you.